named Batasha. I was 6 years old and I hated to bathe. I just hated to bathe. My mother had to do all sorts of things just to get me to bathe. Until, and I'm a cat person now as a grown up, until she found out that I love Batasha so much. So what happened is, every summer vacation we'd go to my grandmom's, who's a devout Brahmin. So she'd wake up in the morning, water the tulsi, do puja. And right after puja, Batasha would be distributed as prasad around the house. And I'd be the first one in line for Batasha because I loved it so much. But there was a catch. You were not given prasad until you had a bath. So early in the morning, I'd bathe, and my mother noticed this. So she's like, I should put this to work. So when we got back home, my mother is agnostic. And I was not a dumb child. I will not have just about any Batasha. It has to be the outcome of puja. So every morning, my mother would light incense, take a prayer bell, and I'd be like, okay, there's puja, there's Batasha at the end of it. I'd make my way to the bathroom, have a bath, convince my mother I had a bath. There were times when I'd just pour water, and have Batasha. So now I knew that every day, since my mother is offering me Batasha, there is Batasha in the house. And I found out where it was. It was in the kitchen. And she stored it in a canister very high. So when I came back from school, my mother would teach in a college, so we wouldn't be back at the same time. So I came back home. It was empty. What to do? I need some Batasha. Should get myself a fix. So I put a moodha on top of a chair, climbed the chair, climbed the moodha, and just about this much reaches the canister of Batasha. Like the grapes are sour. And I tried really hard to stretch my fingers just to get a little grip of it, but I couldn't. I was exasperated. But I was a very curious child. So I looked at the altitude that I had reached. What can I eat from here? And there was this one canister with some really interesting thing inside. And at 6 years, to eat something adult is awesome. And I had previously eaten tobacco out of a cigarette, which wasn't very good. So I saw this, and I took the canister out, gently climbed down, opened it, smelled it, wasn't appetizing. But it's adult food. Adult food is never appetizing, doesn't taste good. Put it in my mouth, tastes awful. But then again, it's adult food, must taste awful. So I closed it and put it back. The problem here is that I was a very talkative child. It still continues to be a problem with me. I still talk a lot. And the moment my mother came back from college and asked me about my day, I was like, yap, yap, yap. I ate adult food today. My mother was like, what did you eat? Then I was like, adult food. She grabbed me by my shoulder, rushed me to the kitchen. She's like, what is it that you ate? And I'm like, I ate that. She takes out the canister, looks at it. She's horrified. And she's like, how many did you eat? And I was like, I just ate one. You ate poison. You're going to die. I'm 6 years old, and my mother's telling me I ate poison. I go pale in the face. And as a child, ghosts didn't scare me, dogs didn't scare me, principals didn't scare me. There were only two things that scared me: my private tutor and death. And now there's imminent death. And I'm like, oh my God, what can I do? She's like, nothing. And I'm like, how long will I live? This is my mother. A day at most. I'm 6 years old. 24 hours to live. And I'm begging my mother, please do something. There must be something I can do. She's like, yeah, there is something you can do, but you won't do it. So you just have to die. And I am flabbergasted. I'm like, how can you let this happen? And I'm like, whatever it is, I'll do it. I cannot die tomorrow. She's like, okay, you'll have to drink a tall glass of milk in the morning and in the evening for the rest of your life for this poison to get out of your body. And I never drank milk. I hated milk. So she's like, you cannot run it down a planter. You cannot feed it to the dogs. You cannot run it down the sink. You cannot throw it out of the window. You have to drink it. You do it, you die. So religiously, for 3 years, every morning and evening, I drank milk. Hated it, but gulped it down. After 3 years, I got to know that my mother schemed me, which she continues to do even now. And I survived. I didn't die. I stopped drinking milk. So if you're curious to know what was in that canister, it was Rita. dried Rita that my mother used for her hair. And last I checked, it does not kill little girls. Thank you.